Effective communication skills. How to communicate with different types of people. Hello, and welcome to part 3 of this 6-part e-course, Effective Communication Skills. How to get what you want through effective communication. Hi, I'm Selina Stone, a Master Life Coach and Casting Director, here to guide you through this series. Now, you can download a written copy of this course at selinastone.com under the heading e-courses. So, you've now reached the 3rd part of the Effective Communication course. In the previous sessions, you learnt how to enter into other people's world while communicating with them so that you're at par with them and are able to work with them comfortably. Your communication skills, in fact, have jumped a few scales above now, and you're now armed with this new talent. You can nearly rule the roost. So, from the earlier chapters, you must already be familiar with making internal representations and convincer, a meta-program that describes the way people think and what they base their decisions on. We have also described that information comes in one of 5 main senses. Well, it's now time to put all of this together by recognising the thinking process of a person. This we will accomplish by listening to the verbal indicators that they use in everyday speech, and then using this information to design the way we communicate with them. Remember, people like people who are like themselves. For an example, if Greg and Lily met for the first time at a party, they will hit it off easily if both are the "it looks right" decision-making people. Since they both use mainly visual indicators, they will find it easier to communicate and explain things to each other by showing real objects or by painting a diagram or by creating a picture in their mind's eye. So, I'm going to go through a list of indicators of the words that people use for the 3 main modalities. Now, if you've got the copy of the worksheet, then please refer to your chart. When it comes to the visual people, they say words such as see, look, appear, show, dawn, reveal, envision, illuminate, imagine, clear, foggy, focused, hazy, picture. When it comes to the auditorio people, they like words such as hear, listen, sounds, make music, harmonise, tune in, tune out, be all ears, rings a bell, silence, be heard, resonate, deaf, malufis and unhearing. And the kinesthetic like words such as fell, touch, grasp, get a hold of, slip through, catch on, tap into, make contact, throw out, turn around, hard, unfeeling, concrete, get a handle, solid. And the unspecified is sense, experience, understand, think, learn, process, decide, motivate, consider, change, perceive, insensitive, distinct, and know. What we're going to go through now is a list of indicator phrases that people use. Once again, please refer to your worksheet to view the chart. And which ones do you use most often? Visual, it's an eyeful, appears to me, beyond a shadow of a doubt. Bird's eye view, catch a glimpse of, clean cut. Dim view, flashed on, get a perspective on, get a scope on, hazy idea, in light of, in person, in view of, looks like, make a scene. Mental image, mental picture, mind's eye, naked eye, paint a picture, see to it, short-sighted, showing off sight for sore eyes, staring off into space, take a peek, tunnel vision, under your nose, up front, well-defined. Auditorio, afterthought, blabbermouth, call on, clear as a bell, clearly expressed, describe in detail, earful, inquire into, give me your ear, give you a call, give an amount of, grant an audience, heard voices, hidden message, hold your tongue, ideal talk, keynote speaker, loud and clear, manner of speaking, pay attention to, power of speech, state your purpose, to tell the truth, tongue-tied, tuned in, tuned out, unheard of, utterly voiced, an opinion, well-informed, within hearing, word for word. The kinesthetic, all washed up, boils down to chip off the old block, come to grips with, control yourself, cool, calm, collected, firm foundations, get a handle on, get a load of this, get in touch with, get the drift of, get your back up, hand in there, heated argument, hold it, hold on, hothead, keep your shirt on, lay cards on the table, pain in the neck, pull some strings, sharp as a tack, slipped my mind, smooth operator, so, start from scratch, stiff upper lip, stuffed shirt, too much hassle, topsy-turvy. So we've got an exercise for you to do today. Your representational system. What words do you use the most? How do you think? How would you best learn a new material? Through a diagram, by listening, or by doing and feeling? What category do you fit into the most? Think about your friends and colleagues at work. What modalities do they use? Now, if you know that someone is visual, when communicating with him or her, you should draw a picture or a diagram and use phrases such as, can you see it, and just imagine. Eliciting thinking programs through eye movement. So researchers in the late 70s and early 80s discovered that people move their eyes in a certain way when they think. It was also noticed that students, when asked a series of questions, had structured pattern eye movements while thinking. Researchers therefore concluded that by looking at someone's eyes, you could tell how they think. It is true that you can tell the way people are constructing their thoughts by observing their eye movements. So please view the diagram given on the worksheet. The basic rule of eye movement patterns works this way. The direction when looking up, meaning they're visualizing something. Direction when looking horizontally to left and right, meaning remembering or constructing sounds. Direction when they're looking down, they're meaning accessing feelings. So the direction looking down to the right, it means that they're talking to self. Now, when it comes to visual recall, this is when you are recalling images from the past, when you're drawing them from your memory. These are things that you have seen before. So, questions to ask is, what did your curtains look like when you were a teenager? What does your car look like? What was your nanny's name? So these are all things that they're going to recall, and they're going to answer quite truthfully, so you can get where they're looking. The visual construct, this happens when you're visualizing something you have never seen before. These are images you're making up in your head. Sometimes you can use this one to see if the people are lying to you. Now, a great question to ask is, what would your car look like if it had a soft top? What would your house look like if it were painted red? What would you look like if you lost 3 stone in weight? The auditorio recall, this is when you remember sounds or voices that you've heard before, or things that you have said to yourself before. These sounds are stored in your memory bank, and you're actually extracting it from its location. It's this ability that helps you recognise a voice over the phone even before the person says his or her name. Now, questions to ask could be, can you remember the sound of your grandfather's voice? Can you remember what you said to yourself when you stole that pie from the oven? What was the last thing I said? That's a very good one. Now, when it comes to auditorio construct, this is when you're making up sounds that you have never heard before. And the questions to ask would be, what would the national anthem sound like if it were played on the flute? What would I sound like if I were fluent in Spanish? And then we come to the kinesthetic. This involves accessing your feelings, and questions to ask for this area would be, what does it feel like to touch this sandpaper? What does it feel like to be so popular? And then we come to the internal auditorio. This is where your eyes go when you're having internal dialogue and you're talking to yourself. Questions to ask here would be, will you be able to get through this interview without getting nervous? Can you recite the 3 lions to yourself? Since communication is all about rapport building, we have to be able to mirror and match another person's preferred learning and thinking style. By observing words that people use and how they move their eyes, we can understand their strategy. However, don't always look for strategies in people's eyes. This is because not all eye movements indicate one. However, in order to communicate effectively, we need to study action signals put forward by people and then modify our behaviour, physiology and words so that they can easily relate to us. After all, that is what effective communication is about, right? Okay, that's it for today. Lots going on here. So see you next time with how to build up rapport with anyone and how to put together everything you have learned so far. Good luck, and once you've done the work asked of you today, then tune in to part 4. And remember, if at any time you wish to download this course so that you may fill in the questions on the worksheet, then please go to selinastone.com under the heading e-courses. As always, until next time, be lucky.